Oh, I didn't know we could set an intro to the live.
You should do something really nice now that you have editing
stuff.
You should have a dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Whoa. I don't know about that. That sounds so evil. Okay, so we'd like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks Alive on Monday. I can't believe it's already December 2nd, which means it is literally 3 weeks till Christmas. So we're kind of over showing you Christmas projects because let's face it, if you haven't done what we've shown you for the last 11 months, I kind of feel like you're not going to do it in the next 3 weeks. But I do want to let you know that we did post the directions. Suzette was kind enough and willing and smart enough to figure out the directions for these cute little gnome heads that I was going to write the pattern for like 7 years. Well, she's a doer, not a just let's think about it. And so she got it done for me. So I posted that on the Fabric Chick Stitch Along. If you haven't joined Fabric Chick Stitch Along, it's a private group page on Facebook that you can join. And that's where we post freebies. We post what we're working on. You can post what you're working on. If you have questions, you can let us know. Anything that we're doing at Fabric Chicks, we usually post on the Stitch Along. So that's where you're probably going to keep most up to date. Hey, Carolyn and Victor and Laura and Mary Lou and Stephanie and Fran and Riri. Welcome, Sue and Susan and Phyllis. Welcome. Hi, Sharon. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and just push that little button at the bottom of your screen and share this video with all of your friends, we would love that because, as you know, with social media, we can only keep doing this if our audience grows. And we like to just stay at the same 20 people. No, we are the most thankful for those 20 people who have been following us since 2020. 20 people in 2020. Look, that's kind of like we should like go back and see all the 20 people so that we can give them some kind of a special, some kind of a goodie for following us for the last 4 years, our dedicated followers. Okay, so for those of you who, hey, Carol, if you're watching, did you mean to give this to me or do you want me to put it in a box and bring it back to you? Let me know and I'll get it back to you if I need to. And we have just been given 4 big boxes of some really amazing stuff. I'm not even sure what's in all the boxes because I am not allowed to look in them. Devin came in this morning and said, no, Mom, we have to like get stuff done that's already here. You're going to put that. It has like everything coming into the shop has to take a number. So I do have, I had already opened up these because they were not boxed. They were just tied up. So if you want any kind of, if you're into knitting and want a surprise, I'm not going to go through them all, but if you want a bundle of surprise patterns, let me know and we will get these in the mail to you, or you can come and pick them up. I cannot pick up another hobby because I just can't. But we have a ton of books like After Dark, Uncommon Knits for Nighttime. So if you want any of these knitting things, let us know. 101 Designers, One Skein Wonders, or like Knit Wit, 30 Easy and Hip Projects. So if you want anything knitting related, let me know and we will surprise you. You could put in the comments, because I love to be this detail oriented. I always think it's a good time when it's coming out of my mouth. And then when I'm actually doing it, I think, oh, that was not so smart. But if you want to let us know what you're interested in, whether it's clothing or craft kind of knitting things, let me know and we'll try to get you the right projects. So, Phyllis, thank you for sharing 3 times. Okay, so we have, I mean, look at how cute this little knitted bag is there for your projects, but it'd be cute for anything. If you're into knitting, a yoga mat, all kinds of fun things you can do with knitting. Okay, so we have Doris here today, and she is taking all those books into the other room to make room for what she is. Fran, come visit me when you come to pick up your stuff. You can go through and you can take as many of those books as you want. But I'll throw something in your box in case they all go out of here. So if you're local and you don't typically make any comments, you can certainly come into the shop and go through. We've got a whole bin of free books. So So Doris is here. Doris has a class that's starting January, the third Monday of January. The classes are $10 a month. It's 3 months at a time. And what we're doing a project oriented, but you don't necessarily have to do the project if you don't want to. You can do any kind of felting. Doris is there to help you answer all the questions. But we found this treasure in our mystery boxes that come into the shop. So it's actually got another row that goes on it. But this is classic, I don't know, early 1980s, looks by the fabric. Hand appliqued, kind of like a Baltimore Beauty. It does have another row that's already finished that I just need to sew on, put it together, and quilt it. But we decided we were going to like modernize this. And so we made the blocks smaller. If you're in Doris's felting group, we're doing felting and applique. If you're in that group and you want to do this project, you get the pattern for free. So if you want to do the big block, you can. We have also downsized the block to this size. So I'm going to applique with the wool that we got from the Color to Die For, all these beautiful wools. I'm going to applique with these because they go so much faster than regular fabrics. But I am going to do some dimensional fabric here for the rosebuds. I'm going to do dimensional fabric. So we're going to be teaching a lot of different techniques that we learned when I did my Baltimore applique class 20 years ago, the Ellie Sienkiewicz way. And then Doris has taken it, and Doris was much more successful at getting done than me. I got like my background fabric done. Doris has done.
I cut all my background fabric out of 1 yard of fabric, and then I put the little pattern on, and I started felting. And it's probably been about 2 hours of actual felting. But I know if you look in the center, the two colors I started out with, I thought were going to be enough of a contrast, but weren't. So I went and got 3 different ones this afternoon. I think I'm going to go with the lightest red, and then I'll redo that center so you can see the little buds better. And then my greens I've just been playing with, and I just noticed I had some red strings, so I kind of corralled them. You know, I was trying to do this in the dark. So light is a very helpful tool.
So that's what her pattern was originally. And then she transferred it onto her background.
So I've only got these 3 sets of green leaves here, and then I will have this ready to go. So this is pretty fast doing it
right
my way.
Yes.
The felting way, but it's only one technique. And you mentioned maybe doing
I'm going to felt the center
felting,
of mine.
yes, felting just the center and then appliquing the other sides. So remember, combination of a lot of the different techniques is really, it adds more.
It puts more tools in your toolbox. So I'm a firm believer in mixed media and learning different techniques and combining them into all your different projects. That's kind of what we do when we bedazzle panels. We add all kinds of different techniques. So, so that's what we're going to be doing with Doris on the third Mondays of the month from 11 to 1. It's $10, and you can get the pattern in the smaller size or the larger size. And you'll be able to take this and put it into a quilt, or you could use it for
a pillow,
right?
Anything.
A pocket on a tote bag, or a vest, or really anything. You're just making blocks to use however you want to use them.
And obviously, we're not going with the color schemes that we just showed you.
No, we're not going with the 1980s color schemes for sure.
Just remember.
Okay, Christy, we'll get you signed up. And then Doris has a demo, because we did the demo a couple weeks ago on her mom. So her mom is famous for making these pot holders, which she's been making for 1,000 years, and all out of scratch. firm believer that we have got to use up our scraps because we're
drowning.
thank God we are so fortunate that we have bazillions of scraps. But if you unfortunately don't have a ton of scraps, buy our auctions. Our auction bags,
Thanks
sometimes
are
you're getting 7, 8, 9
nine.
yards of fabric for $10.
Yep.
So beef up your stash if you don't already have a stash.
So the pattern is available. That is S117 for $6. And this is a nice one, but I thought I'd bring you the one that I'm going to retire and let you. Yes, it's faded, it's greased, and I know it's about 30 years old because my mother made this frog fabric for my son when he was little. She made him underwear. He liked boxers from the time he decided to potty train. But she used in the center an old towel, and you can see it's a pretty old towel, and how I've burnt it, and I have used this, and I am going to wash the stove with it when I get home, and the fireplace stove, and then I can throw it away because then it will have happily reached all of its life's uses. And this pile of scraps I brought, this is what Beth gave us at the retreat.
I gave everybody a bag of scraps so that they could do some of the little projects we were doing, and not have to worry too much about gathering fabrics to bring to the retreat because that gets sometimes overwhelming and complicated.
And I'm pretty sure somebody added, because this is not, I made 3 or 4 pot holders that went into the prizes up there. So taking, what I would do is I would take a piece of cotton batting, one without the, and have it. So that would be number 1. Number 2, you're going to take 2 pieces of, I figured I must have decided to start with this because it was sitting out. I would take those 2 and I would sew them down and then flip it. And my trick is I do not like to take them and iron them. And I think that's because I realized my mom would sew like 100 of these and I'd come home from school and have to separate them, trim them, and iron them every night. So I would just flip sew it, and I love using this tool. And it just flattens it right out. And you continually build upon that. But on this one I want to show you, I actually, I do a cheater. So it'd be a variation number 1. I take a piece of fabric, not scraps, that I just want to get rid of because there's bigger pieces in there. And I just put it underneath that and I just start sewing. And then I trim it as I go. But in the end, I just roll it, and what do you call it? The self-binding, or the binding that comes from the back to the front. They call that self-binding. Is that what they call it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And you just do a self-binding on that, and it's like cheating. Now, they're not quite as thick as my mom's doing it that way. So you might want to take and do 2 pieces of batting, or what's that stuff that?
Ensil Bright.
Ensil Bright. See, I'm learning and putting that all in there at the same time. And I found that was the square I found. So I'm going to put those on the backs of a couple of them. And I think that was, but all of those little batting scraps, you can take and put a little piece in there when you're turning it. When you follow the directions, you do both sides and you're turning it wrong sides out. Once you do that, you can put another little piece in the center and bulk it up just the center, and then sew it down, and you've got one of the best usable pot holders ever. And they work on cast iron.
I think just batting scraps we drown in. So put more in there rather than less. And you can always whip stitch it, or you can use batting tape to piece your batting pieces to make them the right size.
The other thing I didn't get done because, well, I never get much done, is this is hey, that was pretty good for me. Is take that 2.5-inch scrappy tape, and I did originally cut it out because if you've got your scrappy tape going, you could just take 4 of those, the size you want, and then whip them together and you've got your tops. So it's something else you can do is you're sewing on your scrappy tape and you need a quick gift, boom, use your scrappy tape to just put it together.
The scrappy tape is great to just keep by the side of your sewing machine for when you want mindless sewing. You just want mindless sewing, like maybe you're on a Zoom and you want to listen to the conversation, but you still want to be productive. Sew all your scraps, just throw them in a little bucket, sew them onto your scrappy tape. If you're not familiar with scrappy tape, just put that in there and we'll talk about that and do a demo on next Monday or whenever. Although next Monday, no, I don't know. I think it's next Monday. We're interviewing Virginia Robertson. So mark your calendar, set your alarms. I do have some, this is my pile. This is my pile of batting scraps that are too small for me to want to use. But some of them are pretty big.
That's perfect. That's almost two piles
right
there.
So I try to not save. I drown in batting scraps because I usually quilt about a quilt a day for customers or samples or whatnot. So I have a ton of this random batting. So these are freebies. Just type in that you want the batting. Just type in batting and we'll put that into your boxes and get you guys some batting. I try to keep anything over 4 inches. If it's under 4 inches, I give it to the dog beds, but over 4 inches, because that way you can put them in those cute little coasters that take a hot minute to make that you should have been making all year, so that when people stop by, like I stopped by to visit Carol and it was so exciting because she just went right to her pantry, pulled out a thing of jam and was like, oh, here you go. And I thought, oh my God, she loves me. So it's important to have little gifts to give to people. Okay, so that is Doris's demos for today. You know how we like to teach you something new every day. So if you don't have one of these rollers that you can roll your fabric with as you're sewing, Devin's writing down in a book we're giving away.
It's my book now.
Oh, okay. I bought those books.
I thought you got it for me.
Yeah, I totally got it for you. I got those books.
Well, I had a notebook here that you already gave away.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, anything here is subject to be given away at some point, apparently. Okay, so
I figured you were just replacing it.
Okay, we do have a little bit of a sale today because it is Cyber Monday, and we're glad that you didn't want to just go on our website and order stuff. We're glad you wanted to spend it with us. So we have this. It just came in, and I know Halloween is over, but I also know you girls. You have to start shopping now and start making things now for next Halloween, okay? Yeah. Christmas, if you haven't made it now for Christmas, you should just cut yourself some slack and say, you know what, I'm just going to move on to, winter. Don't stress out about it. What you got done, you got done. What you didn't get done, you didn't get done.
It's there for next year.
Exactly. So this is glow in the dark, which is pretty cool fabric. You can make pillows. So the top part where it's white, that anywhere where it's white glows in the dark. So the Trick TCOA, those glow in the dark. Hocus Pocus glows in the dark, and Eek glows in the dark. S118 is $5. S118 is $5.
And we tried it out. So we know it works.
Right. We had to take this is the beauty of coming in person to Fabric Chicks. We take little trips to the bathroom because that's the only place where you can see things in the dark. Otherwise, we have lights that stay on all the time for fire hazard, I guess.
Yep.
If only they knew the fire hazard here. Okay, this is actually something you could get done for Christmas. If you want to get it done for Christmas, let us know. We'll pop it in tomorrow morning's mail. S119 is $9, and that is Yosemite National Park. It's a great panel, And it's a big size. So you can literally just make it into a wall hanging. You don't have to do very much. You literally could just quilt some simple lines into it, turn it into a wall hanging, and you're good to go. So if you have any family members that you went to Yosemite with, even when they were kids, and you want them to be reminded of it, you can totally get that quilted. S119 is $9. 119 is $9. And then I tried to have some good cyber sales for you, even though it's not cyber in person. Here is a frond. I really am, I know I say this all the time, but I like you guys, we have more projects than we have time to do, but we are going to do this. And so with Devin here, what I'm thinking about doing, S104, is doing more spontaneous lives where I'm just working on it and he videos it. So it's not necessarily on Monday or Wednesday, just because you can only get so much done on Monday and Wednesday. S104 is a beautiful panel. I actually like it sideways as opposed to up and down, but it can go either way for whatever your area is. I also think it would be an amazing tote bag to bedazzle it, embellish it with some silks and some Swarovski crystals, and then turn it into a tote bag. It would be a great, fast gift for anybody. S104 is $6. S104 is $6.
And I could see it
Okay, Rosemary, do you want to come in and pick them up?
doing it this way. You could put it on a door.
Right. Yeah.
Those are your poinsettias. So
Yes.
you could really have it for Christmas.
And blue poinsettias,
yeah, but
white and red.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful, well, you know me, I love Stephanie Brandenburg stuff. Okay, this, I just want to give you guys a chance at it because we sold 8 yards of it this morning. And usually when we sell big amounts like that, there's some kind of a project going on in New York is where they were that they bought it from. So, we have a few yards of this left, but it probably will go kind of quick. S114, it's an Alexander Henry, so you know they're out of print. Okay, perfect, Rosemary. S114 is $14. S114 is $14. Anita, I'm glad. We had to reconnect our whole system to Facebook because for some reason our streaming system disconnected from Facebook when I noticed it when we were scheduling this. It just had Facebook and then a big question mark. It's always something, always something. Okay, another really quick and easy something is the self-binding baby blankets. I think they used to be called receiving blankets.
Yeah.
But you need 1.25 yards of the back and 1 yard of the front. And it just makes a really great, it could be a boy, it could be a girl these days. That's not too boy or too girly. It's kind of gender neutral. But this is amazing flannel. So if you want to make flannel pants really quick or flannel anything, these two are really fun. Here are the bolts. So we have S113, $13 a yard, and S112. So if you need matching Christmas pajamas, here's your chance to make super cute, and they go great together. Thank you, Peggy. It's good to see you. So really nice art gallery fabrics, flannels. And if you've got somebody having a baby, the receiving blankets are kind of nice because you can wrap them up, but they're not too bulky. Sometimes the quilts get to be too bulky.
And actually, the older kids love to just throw them on the floor and then play on them with their toys. My 3-year-old, well, she's 4 now. She likes to lay the quilt or a blanket down.
Okay.
And then play on it.
Oh, perfect.
So it's even the older ones.
Or
like that size.
They're not too bulky. I mean, they just fit in the stroller really nice. Okay, so we have a ton of these really nice quilt. It's a really nice book, tons of patterns. It's by Missouri Star. Carol gave us a whole collection of them. So we are just going to, they all have amazing stuff in it. we're just going to give these out as freebies for, we're going to just scroll down and Devin's going to start giving us names and we're going to just write the names on here. If you get it and you don't want it, just let us know and we will give it to somebody else. Oh, well, I'm glad you came on, Sandy. Okay, Anita, we're not giving them to you. We're scrolling so everybody gets an equal chance, not just the fastest person to type in. Devin, give us the names. Quick, give us the names. Jenny Duarte. Okay, give us the next name.
Sue.
Okay.
Jacob.
Okay, next one.
Elaine.
Okay.
You got Elaine.
I'll get Elaine.
Okay.
Next one.
I'm scrolling.
Okay.
Becky.
Okay, next one.
Sharon.
Sharon Weber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one.
Sandy Kahn.
Sandy K. Okay, next. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Next.
Fran.
Fran Harris. Okay, next one.
Jane.
Shane Massengill. Okay, if you guys get one of these and Candy and Jackie, it's good to see you guys. If you guys win one of these and you don't want it, let us know and we'll give it to somebody else. We don't want to clutter your world, but these books are really nice. Okay, next one.
Suzette.
Okay, Suzette, next one.
Carolyn.
Gavernich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same person.
Okay, we got two more lucky winners.
Phyllis.
I got Phyllis.
Okay, next one.
Oh, it's moving.
Okay.
Already got that one.
Okay. Okay.
Anita.
He keeps. Oh, Anita, you lucked out anyways. Okay. All right. There you go. We'll put those in your guys' baskets. If you're new to watching and you see anything here that we're showing that you want, just type it in and we'll make sure you get it. Here is festive frames. I'm going to pick a lucky winner. So anytime you share, Victor keeps track of that. And Jane Massengill, you can put the little grandbabies' heads in there. Oh my gosh. If Carol is watching, Carol, you know what the most exciting thing was? I really haven't looked through the boxes, but I did kind of do like a tiny little sneak peek. But I saw, look at this. If you know Fabric Chicks, you know we don't own a straight pin. Look,
Doris got real excited.
oh my God, it's like, I don't know.
It's like Christmas right there.
Yes, like this is like OMG. I'm just going to show you like our pin, like this is a pretty,
That's a good one.
This is what we call a good one.
That's
But typically they look like this.
Oh, they're even bent farther.
Yeah, sometimes they look like,
So Devin,
yeah.
take one of those and hide it so that when you want pins,
Yeah.
you've got them.
Yeah, you just
And
don't
tell
even,
anybody where you
like, look at this poor little pin. Can you see that poor little pin? Okay, anyhow, you're welcome for the books. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have for today? So we literally opened up a box, all Halloween stuff. So you guys can like get a jump start on your Halloween now. It did have a few Christmassy things. So we do have, if you need Christmas gifts, Let It Snow, a cute little, it's got a little metal snowflake here, little pipe cleaner candy cane. It is S110 for $28. 110 for $28. Or we have the two pumpkins, S109, and we have multiples of these. So we're set for next Halloween. S109 is for the gentleman jack-o'-lantern. And then the little sunflower, she's got a cute little sunflower, S108. S108. Peggy, I am shocked you already have that collection of books, but just in case you know you didn't win. We didn't wait around to see who was here because we don't have time for that today. We do have these cute little felted acorns. Look at how cute those are. S106 is $7. 106 is $7. And then this one they call a chunks. So I'm going to bring these all back out and show them to you guys later because I know you're over fall. But I just thought, in case you're working on something, you just have in the back of your head that we have them. S105 is $14 for that cute little shelf sitter, is what they call them. S105. And then we have,
For any of you who want to make these, I know we're going to sell them, but anybody wants to make them with all those leftover pieces of felt, all you have to do is go find your own acorn caps.
oh, okay.
And then I've
They're
never
easy to
made
make?
one, but apparently I've been told they're easy to make. And actually these are on a little styrofoam. So it's just wrapping that around the styrofoam. Maybe we'll try figuring out how to do a class in that. But
That would be fun. So go
yeah,
go
collect
collect
acorn
the caps of the acorns, okay? Not that we're trying to tell you to be hoarders, but you never know when you're going to need stuff like that. Okay, I just want to show you guys this in case you didn't tune in last Monday. We do have the Tim Holtz pink collection. So every month, a different colorway of Tim Holtz fabric is coming in. If you didn't get the fabric and you want it off the bolt, let me know which one and we'll get that for you. Otherwise, this is what the collection looked like. S004, there's 10 of them at $12. S004, 1 yard's $120, half yards are $60, fat quarters are $35. So each month he's going to have a different colorway. I think next month is going to be orange. And this, we're actually running late. This was supposed to get to us in October. It just got to us. So we haven't finished the samples because our samples didn't come with it. They came after the fact. They mailed us the wrong stuff. So it's hard to find good help no matter where you are. A couple more gifty items, and then we're going to do some auctions. We have some little Smart Alecky towels. You can never have too many kitchen towels.
And these make great gifts.
Super fun gifts. And this has a little piece of velvet stitched across the bottom. So you got some velvet accent stitched across the bottom. And then it says, through storms and shadows, cowgirls shine on. Through storms and shadows, cowgirls shine on. So that's great for any of the cowgirls in your life. It's kind of, fitting since we're all watching Yellowstone.
Which Beth missed the first episode. I had to remind her.
I know I did, but I'm all caught up. I
Okay.
even snuck home so I could watch
Last
night's. Okay, this one has a cute little check ribbon at the bottom, S102, and it says, if I ever go missing, I want my picture on wine bottles instead of milk cartons. That way my friends will know where to find me. S102. So if you need a cute little dishcloth for Christmas gifts or something, these are just kind of fun little quirky gifts. You can give them to your girlfriends when you meet them at Starbucks or whatnot. Although I don't shop at Starbucks anymore. They went cashless, and I'm averted to that. I don't want anybody knowing where I spend my money. I don't want Roger tracking me down at Starbucks. S107 is $10, and it says, work hard, love soft, and sip your whiskey slow. So that's a good one to give to gentlemen. If you have a gentleman cowboy in your life or something, S107. S107. I know, I'm going to just ship the orange line right to Phyllis's house.
Yep.
This one says, beware of shit shows or shit storms. Beware of shit storms. So here at Fabric Chicks, we always joke that it's a shit show because we're kind of fly by the seat of our pants. But somehow it all works. But shit storms, those are a whole different thing. You do not want any of those, although they tend to follow me. Okay, and then this one I thought was perfect for those of us. Alcohol is too important in our lives. I'm not really sure, but this one says exercise makes you look good. So does alcohol. Your choice. S103 is $12. S103 is $12. Alcohol makes you look good, or exercise makes you look good. So does alcohol. Your choice. Well, I'm guessing that's as long as the other person is drinking. I did open up a box. Like I'm literally trying to clean upstairs and clean downstairs simultaneously, which is like not working. But I did empty a bin of Eleanor's stuff. It was kind of sad because for those of you who are newer to watching, when we went up to get the stuff from Eleanor's house, we hit black ice and rolled our truck. So when we went up and got all of the stuff, it was like buried. It sat for like 4 days in snow. So like the bottom of the bin was just filled with dirt and debris and junk. But yes, but I did find this cute little treasure. Look at this tiny toots. So if you're into doll making, look at how beaded her shoes are and the little trims. And Ann Lindenmeyer, this is right up your alley. She is wearing pantaloons. That's the first thing. If you watch people, the first thing they ever do is pull up their pants, their skirts to see what's underneath. She's got the cutest little, look at that little purse. Collect little gadgety things because that is adorable. She's got a little ring on her hand and bracelets. Like, the attention to detail is pretty amazing here. And she's like so heavy in the bottom. We do have a pattern for her, S111. S111 is $10. S111 is $10 again. Show the show one again. I think the shitstorm. And then the work hard one for Anita is S107, Anita. S101 is beware of shitstorms. S101 is beware of shitstorms. I mean, who doesn't run into shitstorms every once in a while? And 107 is the whiskey one.
Well, now they're calling them cyclone bombs, so who knows what they're going to come up with.
You just never know. Okay, I want to give you a heads up. We are going to be doing this in Victor's class. Not as a project, but I will be giving you guys, if you want to work on it, you're more than welcome to work on it. I just opened up a box, and this was in the box, and I thought it was so pretty and fairly simple. But I love the dimensional poinsettia leaves and the bow. That like totally adds. I've seen the wreath before, but the bow is just super cute. And of course, if you did it in more modern, maybe not so 1980s fabrics, this could be 1990s, could be. But if you did it more modern, it could be absolutely stunning. So I will go through, get the measurements, and we'll have those available during Victor's class. If you're not familiar with Victor's class, right now it meets on Mondays right after this, but in the new year, it's going to meet on Tuesdays from 2 to 5, I believe. So it's going to be 3 hours. On Tuesdays, it's $15 a class, or the month is $45 and you get one free. So, but he's going to be doing crocheting on fabric or crocheting around fabric. It's going to be the fourth Tuesdays. So each week he's doing a different project. 1 week's a mystery quilt, 1 week's applique, 1 week is samplers, I believe. So if you have any questions about that, because I know it's kind of confusing, let me know and we will clarify it for you. I'm sure it looks like Eleanor Burns' wreath. It's just a log cabin. It's just a log cabin, and it's where you place your fabrics, the lights and the darks, to get the effect. But it does look very much like what Eleanor Burns would have done back in the. Although I'm going to tell you, Eleanor Burns is not my favorite person. One of my very first quilts I ever made was an Eleanor Burns quilt in a day, and that sucker took me all summer. I was like 12 years old, and all summer I worked on that damn quilt. It like literally was not a quilt in a day. Like that was the most misleading information you'll ever find.
The Christmas fabrics, the ones you had this year would really be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it really would be. So just think about the fabrics you've gotten recently and how you put them into this.
Yes.
Wreath.
Or you could even do scrappy greens and scrappy lights.
And if you've got all that 80s fabric sitting around, see how easy? This is what you're doing with it.
Exactly. Sue, if you want to work on this before Christmas, join me tonight on Victor's, and I'll get all the measurements ready during his thing tonight from 5 to 7, and the social hour is 7 to whenever. Okay, so that is all we have. Now it's time for auctions. So if you're new to watching and you've never seen one of our crazy auctions, all you have to do is bid how much you want to pay, because we're not going to spend a lot of time. You'll kind of watch one of them and you'll kind of see how it goes. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it because we don't have a ton of time. We have boxes and boxes of auctions. Here is a pink colorway. So you've got little scraps. That's probably fat quarter, fat quarter, fat quarter, fat quarter, fat quarter. 2 fat quarters of the same thing. This one feels kind of more like crafting fabric, like make a doll with it. Don't put it in an heirloom quilt. Fat quarter-ish, fat quarter, probably half a yard. Fat quarter-ish, half a yard, and a fat quarter, I'd say. So quite a bit of fabric there. We're going to do S120, and we're just going to start it at $6. 120 is at $6. 120 is at $6. Yes, Suzette, I do have a quirky tree topper angel. We in one of Eleanor's How Many Angels Can Dance book, there is a tree topper there. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Oh, here, this is a freebie. If you want it, I guess if too many people want it, we'll put your name into a drawing. There is a crack on here, but if you want this clock, I was going to throw it away, and then I thought some of you, like, always somebody wants everything. So if you want this clock, it's yours for free. It's yours for free if you want the clock. Here is another. Ooh, these are like big chunks of fabric.
Denims and
big chunks of stuff. S120 is at $12. Becky's at $12 for the pink fabrics. The pink fabrics are at $12. $12. It is quite a great variety of pinks. S120 is at $12.
These
that
two are
piece
like
of
denims
This piece of denim is like probably 3 or 4 yards.
easily.
And then 3 or 4 yards of the lighter denim. And then this looks kind of like a tablecloth. It could be like a linen tablecloth. It's several. Well, it's not. It's hard to tell with this lady's stuff because she hemmed everything she washed. So I think it's just yardage. It's just yardage, but it looks like a linen.
Yep, it's a woven. It feels like the woven linens of the probably in the 80s, and you can't
and
read.
It's several yards of it.
Yes,
Then you can make 4.5 yards of this. You can make a shirt.
and that's basically what this is. Also, there's some shirting.
Okay, S121. We're gonna just start that at $10. Joyce Larson is on YouTube. She's at $15 for the pinks. The pinks are at $15 on YouTube. And the jeans material and the blue, we're going to start at $10. And the clock is going to go to Jenny. The clock is going to go to Jenny. And 120 is at $15. 120 is at $15. 121 is at $12. Do you want to find that phone? It could be somebody trying to bid. Hang on. I can hear it.
Finding a phone in here can sometimes be quite the Easter egg hunt. I know. So you've got, and
Carol, how are you?
this is that medium weight. It's not the heavyweight denim, and this is a little bit lighter weight denim. And I have to say, that is the right side. So it's a nice, pretty flowery.
I'm not.
Make a
because
nice
yours
summer
is
shirt or
yours.
dress.
Okay.
And that's
All right. I'll
what
talk to you
most
soon.
of that fabrics would be
Okay.
used
All
for.
right. Love you. Bye.
But there's lots and lots of yardage here.
Okay. S121 is at $25. 121 is at $25. 120 is at $16. 120 is at $16. Get your final bid in. We're gonna get that. We're closing that up. We're closing it up. 120 120 120. I've got Sandra Smith for $16. Sandra Smith. Fabric Chicks is Beth. Hello? 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 Sue, I am waiting for a return call back. That's why I didn't answer your email. I'm still waiting for a return call back. I'm not sure if we need to just refund the candle making class or if she will call me back. I'm not sure. I will let you know. S121 is at $25. 121 for the jeans material is at $25. Going once, going twice. It was all tied up nice.
No,
I don't. Oh,
It's
I was
a
gonna say I
different
don't think
ties.
we're gonna get that in there. 121 is going once. Sandra Smith for $25. So when people say that quilting has gotten unaffordable, you just need to tell them to watch us because I saw on the Young and Millennial quilt group they want to know where you could get fabric that was affordable. Fabric Chicks, okay? Fabric Chicks. All kinds of fun things. We don't even know what we're going to have on the auction because a lot of times they don't let me look in here.
It's a surprise.
It looks like a quilt top of some sorts. So you've got a pattern. Oh, this is a McKenna Ryan pattern. I'm not sure if it's all here, but it doesn't feel like it's all there, but maybe that's one. Oh, it's probably the block for the snowman, which is super cute. So you've got a used pattern, but I think it looks like it's all there for the snowman. It's kind of a mystery bucket. What's in here? Maybe a clown pattern, Seminole Indian glasses case pattern. But what I think you might really enjoy that they did not let me look at, here is the threads and needles. And we have a work in progress, in case you need another UFO. So we have a butterfly applique here. And then, okay, prepare to be amazed. 1970s is calling. You've got some butterflies here. You could take these and put them into one project, or you could do multiple projects with it. This one it looks like a stain on it. Right here, it might wash out. It's a flower and a butterfly. Maybe it goes this way. So you could applique like another butterfly over this part, or you could cut this out and then applique this onto some other blocks. So what I mean by that is if you cut this applique back and then you piece some of these blocks to it, then you can have this part of the applique hang over it and you won't notice all that staining. But there's some more blocks here. We've got some butterflies and flowers. And then we have, these look like they're just the backgrounds cut. So just fabric. These are all just fabric backgrounds that are cut. And then we have more backgrounds cut. I'm not sure where all the patterns are. You could trace the patterns that are already made, but we have not run into any more patterns. This is another project. Similar colorways. Maybe this is the backing. I'm not sure. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so if you need a boy, here, I think it's this way. It looks like a twin size quilt top. A twin size quilt top already made. A twin size quilt top already made. All you have to do is quilt it. It looks like it's in good shape.
It's be a great one if you're just starting on your quilting.
Yeah, or
Because it
if you
doesn't
want to
matter.
practice your quilting on your domestic or your long arm,
Because
this is a great one.
because you didn't spend a whole lot of effort onto it.
Exactly.
And all
Okay.
the mistakes, who cares?
Here we're gonna go S122 is starting at $12. So you get the snowman pattern, you get some other patterns, you get all the butterfly blocks, and then you get the quilt top already made. You just need to finish quilting it. S122 is at $12. Okay, perfect, Anita. We'll try to get it ready before you get here. 122 is at $15. 122 is at $15. 122 is at $15. 122 is at $15. And then we have another quilt top for a table runner. This is a really pretty quilt top for a table runner. S123. 123. We're just going to start that at $10. 123 for the rainbowy table runner is at $10. 123 for the rainbowy table topper. I know, Victor, like you need more quilt tops. S122. But practice quilting it on your own machine. As like back in the day before I had a long arm, I did a heart Bargello that is queen size. I quilted that on my domestic machine. I used to quilt everything on my domestic machine because I didn't have the money to pay the long armor. S123 is at $12. 123 is at $12. The rainbow table topper is at $12. 122, 122 is Victor at $15. 122 is Victor at $15. S122 is Victor at $15. Let's see, what else do we have in here? This is just some like leathery stuff. Like it reminds me of what you would recover your boat chairs with. It's quite a bit. S124, we're going to just do $4. 124 is $4. 124 is $4. It's pleathery upholstery, thick fabric. You would like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, what else would you do with that?
Make chair
Chair covers. 123 is at $13. 123 for the rainbow table runner top. You just need to quilt it. Is at $13. And 124 is at $4. 124 is at $4. 124 for the pleathery boat covering upholstery fabric is at $4. 124. There's a couple of you at $4, and then 123 for the rainbowy table runner is at $15. 123 for the rainbowy table runner is at $15. Oh, okay, here, that one I'm gonna hold because that one we're gonna need more time for. Oh wait, here's some more. Here's some more of this. This must be the leftover. Oh, it's a slightly shade different. I'm just throwing that into that same auction. We're just throwing it into the same auction. So you've got some bigger pieces, some bigger pieces, some littler pieces. 124 is at $5. 2 large buttons. If yes, please send it. 2 large buttons that look like what? 2 large buttons. Do you have 2 large buttons? What do you need them for, Connie? 123 is at $15. 123 is at $15. How big is 124? It's fairly big.
several yards. I could probably 2 yards of that.
This is like, it's a little over 36. It's 46, 47, 48-ish.
By about 48. It's pretty square.
48 by 48-ish. What are you filming, Devin?
I don't know what you want me to film.
What we're showing them.
You're showing
they
how
can see
big
it's-
that is. You
They
added
can
that
see
to
how
it.
big it is. Like, it covers up Doris. 48 by 48-ish. S123 for the tabletop are at $15. And the pleathery stuff is at $5. The pleathery stuff is at $5. We have Riri on YouTube at $5 and Sue at $5. So 2 of you are at $5. S123, we're going to close that up. 123 is Laura for 15. Laura V for 15. The pleathery stuff, there's Anita's at $10. Anita's at $10 for the pleather. Anita's at $10. Okay, here's a bag of scraps. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to see the bottom of the auction bin, which means that Doris
can fill it up
is
again.
going to come in and fill it up again. Okay, if you want to make Doris's mom's pot holders
This is perfect.
or the Christmas trees, there you got a ton of, here's some binding already made. But you've got scraps. You can make a billion of those little Christmas tree ornaments. Here are some, you could sew these together and make backings for the pot holders. You've got blue and green, predominantly scraps.
Probably
$2.
enough green to do that wreath too.
Oh yeah, yeah. S125 is going to start at $2. 125 is going to start at $2. 124 is cinema director. Is it good on your resume, Devin?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care for the reindeer wall hanging. Oh, okay, Connie. I'm gonna look. I might have something in my stash that would work for that. I know what you're talking about. 124 is going once, going twice. Anita is $10. Anita is $10. 124 went to Anita for $10. Here, we'll get this because remember Anita's coming tomorrow. Okay, and then the new bag of scraps. That's all we're gonna do today because we are running out of time and we got to go right over to Victor's class. 125, 1, 2. I don't know. I can't see it. So we do have, look at just a sneak peek for Wednesday. I've sold out of a lot of this fabric, so there was no point in me quilting this, but this is one of those this is how they send the quilt samples to us. So this is going to be, I think that is upside down. It goes this way. So we're out of the center panel, but this was supposed to be quilted as a sample. So we do have all the fabrics that are around it, we still have. We just don't have that center panel, so there's no point in me quilting it for a sample. So on Wednesday, we will be auctioning this off. So tune in on Wednesday for this already made quilt panel. The whole thing is a panel that will be auctioned off on Wednesday. And 125 is going to Mary Lou. Becky says hold your stuff till after Wednesday. Jody, if you're on, I didn't ship it because I'm waiting for 2 dryer balls from Doris. Whoa, she almost said a bad word. I almost heard it.
They're done, and I forgot to bring them. So.
Oh, okay. Mary Lou is $4 for the scraps. Okay, that is all we have. See you on Wednesday. Tune in Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Set your alarms because if I can talk Devin into it and I can pull my act together, we'll do spontaneous demos as I'm trying to get samples made. All right, see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you for spending today with us. Have a great night. Go sew something.